Pull up season 1 photos of these housewives and you'll swear someone swapped them with body doubles. These aren't subtle tweaks or good lighting. These are full facial reconstructions that cost more than most people's houses. Kim Zolciak looks like a completely different human. Lisa Rinna's transformation defies biology. Teresa Giudice walked out of prison as someone else entirely. We're breaking down 11 Real Housewives whose plastic surgery addiction turned them into living proof that money can't buy taste, just new faces. 1. Kim Zolciak. Kim Zolciak's transformation from her 2008 Real Housewives of Atlanta debut to now represents one of the most comprehensive makeovers in franchise history. The 47-year-old has undergone multiple breast augmentations, switching from modest to what she described as the biggest implants possible with Dr. Lenny Hochstein, then downsizing again when back pain became unbearable. Her lips have been filled and refilled countless times, creating that signature pout that her daughter Brielle said was as normal as getting a Diet Coke growing up. Kim's had a complete tummy tuck that she initially tried to downplay, posting pre-surgery photos claiming genetics and cardio were responsible for her abs. She later admitted the procedure was combined with hernia repair and performed by none other than Lisa Hochstein's ex-husband. The interesting detail? Kim uses halo laser treatments on her incision scars, making them virtually invisible so she can wear high-cut bikinis without evidence of surgery. Her face tells an even more complicated story. Kim's been getting Botox since her 20s, initially for migraines, then for the obvious reasons. She's had lip filler, jawline contouring through Ultherapy, a neck surgery for a herniated disc, and what she describes as doing her lips multiple times. On the July 2025 premiere of Botched Presents, Plastic Surgery Rewind, Kim revealed she sought help after a skin-tightening treatment that was supposed to tighten loose skin did the opposite following her 10 pounds weight loss during her divorce from Kroy Biermann. What Kim doesn't mention as frequently are her vaginal rejuvenation surgery and ear filler to support heavy diamond earrings. Her transformation normalized plastic surgery for her children, particularly Brielle, who started lip fillers at 18. Kim's philosophy remains unapologetic. I sacrificed my body for 6 incredible humans, so I did a mommy makeover. Just because you're a mom doesn't mean you need to let yourself go. 2. Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna's transformation over 4 decades renders her nearly unrecognizable compared to her 1989 photos. The 61-year-old Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum is perhaps most famous for her lips, which tell a cautionary tale about permanent fillers. At age 24 in 1988, Lisa got silicone injections, a procedure that's now considered dangerous and is largely banned. The silicone leaked into surrounding tissue, creating hard, bumpy scar tissue that left her mouth looking misshapen for years. In 2010, Lisa finally underwent reconstructive surgery to remove as much silicone as possible and reshape her lips. She told People magazine there was a huge difference, and she could finally see her teeth when smiling, something she couldn't do for years. Despite the trauma, Lisa continued getting fillers in her face, though she's had some removed after admitting she overfilled. In 2024, she commented on a now-deleted TikTok video where an influencer claimed there was too much filler in Rinna's face, essentially confirming the accusation. Beyond her lips, Lisa's had 5 breast surgeries throughout her career, a nose job she finally admitted to after years of denial, and extensive facial fillers. She's also undergone cell-sound body sculpting treatments to tighten her stomach skin. What makes Lisa's transformation particularly dramatic is her initial reluctance to admit procedures. On Watch What Happens Live, she played coy when asked about facial work, answering nothing, 0, before slightly relenting with maybe just a little regarding cheek fillers. Lisa later tweeted defensively that she'd had 0 face work done and attributed her look to maintaining only 13% body fat. Those tweets have since been deleted, and Lisa eventually came clean to Extra about her extensive surgical history. Her transformation proves that even when you think you've seen everything, the housewives can still shock you with how much they're willing to change. 3. Tamra Judge. Tamra Judge's evolution from looking like she'd star in a Whitesnake video to her current appearance represents decades of procedures. The 57-year-old Real Housewives of Orange County veteran recently underwent a brow lift and CO2 laser treatment with blue chemical peel in August 2024, documenting the shocking recovery on Instagram. Her face turned light blue immediately after the procedure, and by day 3, the swelling was so extreme she captioned clips, "The swelling's making a statement." Tamra explained to Real Self that she'd had a lower facelift 7 years earlier, but skipped the upper portion. Like painting the house, but forgetting the trim. She admitted being initially terrified her brows would end up way high on my forehead and she'd look crazy, but seeing results on another woman in her surgeon's office convinced her to proceed. The procedure was scheduled strategically as a birthday gift to herself, though the recovery looked absolutely brutal based on her social media documentation. Beyond the facelift work, Tamra's confession list includes a nose job and 5 breast surgeries throughout her life. She's been using fillers in her cheeks and Botox extensively, though she's played coy about facial work for years. When confronted on Watch What Happens Live about what she'd done to her face, Tamra answered evasively before barely admitting to minimal procedures. She even tweeted angrily at accusers, claiming she'd had 0 face work done and attributing her appearance to maintaining 13% body fat. She later deleted those tweets. In July 2025, when castmate Dolores Catania commented, "You've lost weight and your skin is very tight," Tamra credited new veneers installed by Smile Texas in fall 2024. Her transformation from fitness-focused housewife to someone whose face looks completely different has sparked endless speculation, with Tamra constantly defending her appearance, while gradually admitting to more procedures over time. 4. Vicki Gunvalson. Vicki Gunvalson's transformation was partially triggered by cruel comments. During earlier Real Housewives of Orange County seasons, Slade Smiley called her Miss Piggy, which devastated the OG of the OC. That name-calling solidified Slade as a villain, but also impacted Vicki's self-perception, leading to a nose job to thin it down, a chin implant, and body fat injections into her face to remove wrinkles. She's also had 2 breast augmentations throughout her time on the show. What makes Vicki's situation particularly sad is how easily swayed she appears to be. In 2018, Tamra Judge suggested Vicki get a lower facelift and Vicki complied. Surgery should be deeply personal, not something you rush into based on cast member recommendations, but Vicki's insecurity made her vulnerable to these suggestions. When she had her chin augmentation and nose job immediately before filming season 8, she deeply regretted the timing. "I thought we were going to have a break of 2 to 3 months, and all of a sudden cameras were up, and I was like a moon face," she told People Style in 2017. Vicki explained she was so swollen she couldn't move her mouth properly, and the entire recovery was captured on camera for eternity. "That's forever on DVDs for the rest of my life, so I regret doing that surgery right before we started filming," she admitted. While Vicki claims she feels more confident after her procedures, there's something tragic about someone altering their appearance so drastically based on a castmate's insult and another castmate's surgical recommendations. Her transformation showcases how the pressure of being on television, combined with cruel commentary and peer influence, can push someone toward extensive cosmetic procedures they might not have considered otherwise. 5. Shannon Beador. Shannon Beador's facial transformation has confused Real Housewives of Orange County fans who remember her stunning natural beauty from earlier seasons. After what fans described as a very bad season 16, where Shannon looked puffy and unwell, she revealed she'd had a facelift. This wasn't Shannon's first facial procedure. After season 14, she shared she'd had a scalpel-less facelift, which is a non-invasive alternative to traditional surgery. Shannon's always been conscious of her appearance, noting during a recent RHOC episode that she came onto the show thin and didn't want to be filmed in bathing suits. Following season 15, Shannon admitted she had a terrible experience with natural filler in her cheeks and had to have it removed. The filler migration created an unnatural appearance that viewers immediately noticed and criticized online. What makes Shannon's situation particularly complex is the interplay between alcohol consumption, weight fluctuations, and cosmetic procedures. Fans struggle to determine whether her changing appearance stems from aging, excessive drinking, angry outbursts affecting her facial expressions, or the cumulative effect of multiple failed procedures. Shannon represents one of the more tragic cases because she was genuinely gorgeous when she joined the franchise, and subsequent procedures seem to have detracted from rather than enhanced her natural beauty. The pattern with Shannon appears to be experimentation with various techniques, traditional facelifts, non-invasive procedures, natural fillers, but none producing the results she desires. Each procedure creates new issues, requiring correction, trapping her in the cycle that ensnares so many housewives. Her transformation reminds us that more procedures don't necessarily equal better results, and sometimes the best choice is accepting natural aging rather than fighting it with increasingly desperate interventions. 6. Brandi Glanville. Brandi Glanville has never been one to hold back, and her candor about cosmetic procedures on Good Work with RuPaul was characteristically blunt. When asked what she's had done, Brandi immediately launched into discussing her breast augmentation and vaginal rejuvenation surgeries, effectively disarming the interview because once you start there, nothing else seems shocking. Her laugh when asked about her face said everything. Tons. Brandi's transformation is particularly dramatic because even her hairline looks different from her early Real Housewives of Beverly Hills seasons. She's admitted to extensive filler use, so much that she's definitely overfilled and had some bad Botox where your eyes drop. That description sounds more terrifying than actual surgery, yet Brandi claims she's avoided traditional facial surgery due to fear of being put under anesthesia. If we had to guess, Brandi walked into her surgeon's office and said, "Give me one of everything." Her lips alone have been a journey, getting bigger with each season until they sometimes appeared disproportionate to her face. The filler migration and bad Botox she references are visible in certain photos where her face appears frozen or asymmetrical. Brandi updated her mom boobs to be cups after having 2 sons, and following her divorce from Eddie Cibrian, she added vaginal rejuvenation to her list. What's concerning about Brandi's situation is how the combination of alcohol consumption, aging, and excessive cosmetic work creates an appearance that's hard to definitively attribute to any single cause. Her face looks significantly different depending on the amount of swelling, filler placement, and Botox migration at any given time. Brandi's unfiltered honesty about her procedures is refreshing, but the results speak to the dangers of overdoing non-invasive treatments. 7. Jacqueline Laurita. Jacqueline Laurita's transformation from fun Jersey girl to someone unrecognizable happened amid documented financial struggles on Real Housewives of New Jersey, which made her cosmetic spending particularly controversial. In December 2016, Jacqueline posted before and after shots of her eye lift procedure to Facebook, claiming she got a discounted rate in exchange for marketing her doctor's services. Followers immediately attacked her in the comments. The backlash intensified because Jacqueline had spent significant airtime complaining about her family's money troubles, making luxury cosmetic procedures seem tone-deaf and hypocritical. She admitted on Twitter to a breast reduction, nose job, and mused about doing something to her lower face, which was met with similar criticism. The pattern that emerged was Jacqueline getting procedures, defending them, then hinting at more future work despite the financial concerns she'd shared with viewers. What makes Jacqueline's situation unique is the stark contrast between who she appeared to be in early seasons, relatable, down-to-earth, someone, snorts, who'd make delicious marinara and never ask if pasta was gluten-free, and her later appearance that sparked accusations of trying to look younger than her age. The eye lift in particular changed her face substantially, giving her a more alert but less natural expression. Even though she's already undergone significant transformation, Jacqueline's comments suggest she's nowhere near finished. The lower face work she mentioned contemplating would likely include more fillers, possible chin work, or a lower face lift. Her story exemplifies how social media scrutiny intensifies when housewives complain about financial problems, then spend thousands on cosmetic procedures, creating a credibility gap viewers can't ignore. 8. Emily Simpson. Emily Simpson's transformation came to public attention when she documented her mid-face lift and lower face sculpting with Dr. Aga from the Aesthetic Centers. The Real Housewives of Orange County star underwent a 4-hour surgery where Dr. Aga performed procedures through minimal incisions hidden in her hairline. At Emily's age, Dr. Aga determined she didn't need a traditional facelift with extensive incisions, opting instead for a mid-face lift that could address her specific concerns with well-hidden scars. The mid-face lift brings youth to the middle portion of the face, which was where Emily needed improvement most, according to her surgeon. Her after photos, taken 12 months post-surgery, show dramatic results that essentially restructured her facial appearance. What's interesting about Emily's case is how upfront she was about the entire process, allowing her surgeon to document the journey and share her results publicly. Emily's openness about facial surgery while actively appearing on RHOC represents a newer trend where housewives embrace transparency about procedures rather than pretending they woke up looking different. However, the before and after comparison remains shocking because the changes affect her entire facial structure, not just minor tweaking. The mid-face lift altered the position of her cheeks, the appearance of her eyes, and the overall proportion of her features. What sets Emily apart from some housewives who become addicted to procedures is that she opted for one comprehensive surgery rather than gradual filler injections that often lead to migration and unnatural results. Her transformation demonstrates that when performed by skilled surgeons, facial surgery can achieve dramatic results while still looking relatively natural compared to the overfilled, frozen appearance that excessive Botox and filler create. 9. Teresa Giudice. Teresa Giudice's changing appearance has left Real Housewives of New Jersey fans struggling to keep up, with many finding her almost unrecognizable compared to her earlier seasons. Teresa's most noticeable change came from lip fillers that dramatically increased the size of her lips, creating a pout that dominates her lower face. The filler appears to have migrated over time, sometimes creating an asymmetrical or overfilled appearance depending on when photos are taken relative to injection dates. Beyond her lips, Teresa's had extensive work done that she's been less forthcoming about. Speculation includes Botox preventing natural facial movement, possible cheek fillers that changed her face shape, and potential eye work that altered her expression. What makes Teresa's situation particularly notable is how the procedures accelerated after her prison release for fraud charges. The woman who emerged from federal prison looked substantially different from the one who entered. 10. Dorit Kemsley. Dorit Kemsley's transformation since joining Real Housewives of Beverly Hills in 2016 has been subtle enough that some viewers didn't notice the changes until comparing side-by-side photos. The fashion entrepreneur has denied getting a facelift despite speculation, but admits to regular Botox and filler treatments. She's also been open about getting veneers and breast implants, both procedures that significantly alter appearance and can cost upwards of $30,000 when done well. What makes Dorit's case interesting is her apparent restraint compared to some castmates. She's maintained a relatively natural appearance despite her admitted procedures, suggesting either excellent doctors or genuine moderation. However, facial recognition software would likely struggle to match her Season 1 appearance with her current look because the cumulative effect of regular Botox, strategic filler placement, veneers, and possible subtle surgical work adds up over 9 seasons. 11. Sonja Morgan. Sonja Morgan's $75,000 facelift and neck lift with NYC plastic surgeon Dr. Andrew Giacono represents one of the most expensive single procedures any housewife has publicly acknowledged. The 56-year-old Real Housewives of New York star underwent the surgery following 5 months of filming season 12, revealing details on Daily Pop that made headlines across entertainment media. Sonja explained to host Justin Sylvester that Dr. Giacono's technique is particularly advanced because he goes under the muscle, which keeps the skin attached to the muscle, so all the blood vessels are still attached and very vibrant and alive. This surgical approach supposedly provides more natural-looking, longer-lasting results compared to traditional facelifts that work above the muscle layer. The premium technique explains the premium price tag of $75,000, which is substantially higher than average facelift costs. The transformation was dramatic enough that Sonja felt compelled to discuss it publicly rather than letting viewers speculate about her changing appearance. Prior to the facelift, Sonja had been getting fillers and other beauty treatments, making her total investment in her appearance over the years likely well into six figures.